Welcome everyone. I know it's been a bit. It's been a couple of months. I promised an epic video or videos. I definitely have a bunch of those coming. I thought I'd start out with this video here, and it probably gives it away in the title of it, but this is basically dedicated to a fellow YouTuber, someone who I looked up to and basically followed for years and years. Just like I've followed Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon and a slew of other people and some newer ones now. But basically, one of my favorite YouTubers was Adam the Woo, and he passed away last year in December of 2025. There's been countless videos pertaining to that. That's not really what this video is here, but I did want to share a story, and then following the story, I had a chance when I was in Florida for spring break to finally visit all the sites around Celebration and around Florida to check out of Adam the Woo's, stomping grounds. I got to visit his house and around the Celebration Circle and got to see the Adam the Woo bench that was dedicated, and even got to visit the final resting place of Mr. Adam the Woo. And so I will share all of that coming up here in a few minutes, but I want to first share a little bit of a story, something that Adam actually did for me, besides inspiring me to make YouTube videos. Probably, I want to say in 2021, maybe 2022. I'm thinking it was after the pandemic. I don't think it was before, so don't quote me. If anyone knows the exact timeline, drop it in the comments, because I'd love to know. I don't remember, and he has so many videos out there, it's difficult to locate him. But he had a idea. It was kind of a crazy idea, and I'm going to set this camera down real quick so I can talk. He had a crazy idea to give away something to the fans. Adam really didn't like to charge for merch in the latter years. In the early days, starting out, he needed the money for fuel and for his van and all that stuff, so he had kind of a merch shop. And then that sort of went away because he just didn't feel right about charging stuff for the fans, because he had, so much coming in and was doing great from YouTube that he didn't feel a need for it. So he wanted to give something back to the fans. He couldn't figure out a way because of the pandemic and the craziness one time before when he tried to do a meetup. And there's a video on there. I want to say his dad posted a video that I recently seen of that meetup, and it's a pretty cool video, but it was huge. I mean, it was from one end of a shopping mall to another. So he wanted to give something back to the fans. I think it was around 2021, 2022, and he wanted you to send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and he would send you a sticker in the mail, or maybe 2 stickers. And so you would, send him this postage envelope. He didn't want you to send anything in to him. In other words, don't send gifts. He didn't want you to send, physical large items or anything like that. And I wanted to abide by that, but I always wanted to meet Adam, and I wanted to get an autograph so bad. So I came up with this idea on the envelope so that it would not affect him loading these envelopes up or slow down the process any. Is I wrote a letter on the return envelope that was inside the shipping envelope to him, because you had to have the return envelope already made out with your address on here, and then the postage stamps. And so all he had to do is drop the sticker in and seal it up on there and drop it in the mail. That was basically so he could stuff the envelopes quickly. So what I did is I wrote him a letter on the top, very, very small. This isn't the actual envelope. Unfortunately, it got destroyed when I got it. But a small letter on the top here, basically saying, Adam, could you please autograph the sticker that you send me? And so I waited some time, and I watched on YouTube him receive all these letters and everything, and it's a good video, but it's overwhelming to him. He had racks and racks from that Celebration post office of fan mail that came in. I mean, I think he thought maybe a few hundred or 1,000 people might send in, and it was literally thousands of pieces of mail. I mean, like factory shelf racks rolling out to his car day after day after day for these stickers. So I was watching this happen. I was thinking, well, I'm probably not going to get anything, or he's going to have to write back or, say I don't have enough stickers or I can't do it all. To my surprise, I received a message back, envelope, back in the mail one day, and I opened it up, and to my surprise, inside was 3 stickers. One of the stickers I have mounted in my shop up on a board, and I can't get to it right now to show you. So that was the first one I looked at, and it was like a picture of Adam. I'm sort of looking up at it right now. It's a picture of Adam in his leather jacket, like the classic pose. First one I took out, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I reached down in there, and there was a second sticker, which is this sticker here, kind of a cartoon, Adventures with Adam the Woo sticker right here. So here's one of the originals. And then there were also not one, but 2 Adam the Woo metal buttons that he sent me. That yellow one, and then there's a blue one. So I'm thinking, wow, that just made my day. I got 2 giant stickers. I thought I would have been happy with this one sticker or this one button, but 2 buttons, and that only cost me like, I don't know, $1 in postage. No big deal. How he did that, it was super generous. Then I reach in at the end and pulled out this sticker here, which is one of my prized possessions. Adam was nice enough up in the top corner to sign Adam the Woo right on this sticker, and it's autographed, and this is so awesome. I've never peeled it or anything, nor will I. I'm probably going to get it framed eventually. It's been sitting in my keepsake box, but he didn't have to do this. He went above and beyond. 3 stickers, 2 buttons, totally free of charge. The hundreds of thousands of pieces of mail that dude had to have received was just crazy. I never got a chance to thank him or post a video, when he was living. And so I hope somehow his family sees this video as kind of a tribute. This was so awesome of Adam to do. And now that I'm doing YouTube myself, I thought I'd put this on there. And since I was going to Florida, I thought I'd document it. But yeah, this is a real treasure to have, and it's awesome. And not just the signature itself, having something signed by somebody that you look up to or whatever, but it means a lot to me to know that he read my little letter that I wrote up in the top, asking him, telling him basically, briefly, I was a huge fan and it would mean the world to me to sign it. So he read that, and that's awesome. And it even has a little bit of a fingerprint where his fingerprint touched the signature when he was loading the envelope. Just a little bit of Sharpie with a fingerprint up in the top corner there. So it's an awesome thing to have. And the only sticker, I took one of the generic stickers way back when, stuck it in my shop up on the wall. But all of this stuff, I'm not planning on taking it apart. I'm actually going to probably put this all in a shadow box with maybe a photo or something, hang it up in the shop, because that's just really awesome that he took the time to do that. So I thought I'd share that little story before today's video. I did post a small, just brief, quick clip of Adam on his mini Marge, just for reference of him cruising around. So I hope his family appreciates this little tribute video. Adam meant a lot to me and to a lot of people out there. And so definitely going to miss his videos. Really proud of his sister and his father for, keeping it going and doing their own take on it, but kind of in the same style of Adam. And so that's so awesome. Hope you enjoy the rest of the clips. These are from a couple of months ago when I took the trip. And if you like this video, hit like and subscribe and check out other videos I have. I did a lot more stuff in Florida, and I also covered some other cool trips here in the last few weeks. Like I said, sorry that it took me a couple of months to get it up. Life gets in the way sometimes of uploading videos, but I'm back. I'm going to try to post one as soon as I can. Maybe at least every week. Try to get a video every 2 weeks, something like that. Daily vlogging is really, really hard to be interesting. So I think I'm going to stick to that format. Just check out this footage coming up here from Celebration, Florida.
Welcome, everyone. Adam the Woo here as the recording of this TGIF. It is Friday.
Okay, so we're here at the Celebration, Florida water tower. And I'm actually across the street shooting this because there's not really any good parking when you come here to look at the water tower unless you're over there at those businesses. And so I just came across the street and could see it right there. And now I'm going to walk up here to the famous clock. Countless videos of Adam just standing here waiting for that little bicycle to move, just like that. And yes, I stood there for a good while waiting for it to move. Right here is the fountain, and so this is like in the circle. We used to film right here. Right there's the Celebration post office I was talking about earlier, where he picked up the mail for the giveaway. Traffic just moving along here. One thing about this town is it's very busy, very congested. Even through a weekday, it's hard to find a parking spot. So what I did is I parked right here, which is right across the street from Starbucks. And there's Adam the Woo's bench, which is right across the street from Starbucks. Adam the Woo, join me, shall you? That's what it reads right there. Of course, I had to take my picture on it, but not before showing Starbucks here. And that's the Starbucks he would visit all the time. And then this is the little lake where you would see him setting out by with Cool the Gator. Did not see any gators out there on this day, but I definitely looked. And over there's the movie theater with the two towers up, or the former movie theater. And there's a picture of me with the plaque and the bench. And now we've arrived at the man's, his cell's former home. This took a little bit of finding because it's a very small house that's attached to another house. And you can see those plants and everything. There was somebody upstairs with the door propped open talking. And so, I wanted to be brief. I just took a picture in front of it right there. And now we've arrived at the cemetery, and this is where Adam the Woo's final resting place is. And there's the little temporary stone. I'm not sure if that's been updated since I was there a couple of months ago, but I was just trying to document all the little things that were really cool that fans have left. They left a full monorail train right in front. And like I said, this is a very small cemetery. The camera makes it look way bigger than it is, but it's really, really, really small. So, and they were doing quite a bit of work out there, yard work and stuff. But you could see where I was talking about there's no mulch or stones or anything around it. Somebody left White Castle, and they wrote little notes there, a White Castle packet, and there's all these little Disney things. There was a Superman figure with a nice note written on it, and I tried to show as much as I could of these things that fans had left and stuff. So I thought that was really, really cool and awesome that so many people left little trinkets and things and placed them there for everyone to see. All right, so we have finished a video. I hope you liked the video that I shot. Some of the clips are brief, and I know some of it's repetitive. If you're somebody that follows Adam the Woo, in the last few months, everybody has covered everything there is, and I'm so glad that the house is staying in the family. I noticed they had some nice plants and everything, and it looked really upkept, and it's really awesome. And if you go and visit the house, please be respectful. It's, someone in the family's living there. And actually, when I was there, I heard them talking, so I was trying to be brief. Stay on the sidewalk. Just like when Adam used to visit filming locations and people would get angry if someone overstepped their boundary. Don't overstep your boundary. It's a public sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk. Be brief. Take a picture in front of the house if you want, and move on. Don't make a scene. Don't be loud. Don't walk up the sidewalk or their yard or leave anything in the yard. That's just disrespectful stuff. So be respectful. There's lots of areas in town, like when you go in the main circle, you got the fountain, you've got the clock where Adam used to go all the time, you've got the Starbucks. I actually talked to the lady at Starbucks briefly, and she told me that he had come in there, all the time, and I think a day or two right before he passed away even. So, and that he was super nice, and I bought a coffee cup in there, of course. And then there's the bench, and if you go to park, you can park right at the Starbucks on the street and just basically walk a few steps across the street, and his bench is right there. So, and it's got the plaque and everything on it. The cemetery, there again, be respectful. It's not a, place to be, obnoxious at, and it's a place to go and pay your respects. And we did that. I did notice it was odd that right before I went, his sister Faith had posted that she had decorated the cemetery all up at his gravesite, and I went the next week and all of that was gone, all the stones and mulch and everything. It was completely stripped away when I went, so I don't know what was going on with that, and I haven't heard anything else about that. So that was kind of odd, but it was easy to find when you go there. If you check out Adam's dad, his YouTube channel, he gives instructions on how to get into the cemetery and where it's located. It's a very, very tiny cemetery. I mean, on YouTube it looks even bigger than it is, but I mean, I'm talking really, really old school, small cemetery. So keep that in mind when you go there, and it's a good ways away from the main drag of like Celebration and Orlando and Disney World with traffic and the lights and everything to get down there. It took a good amount of time to get down there and then to come all the way back up. So keep that in mind. Save plenty of time that day. I think I went to Old Town and 2 or 3 other things on that same day, but it's not something you could do probably before going to a park or something, because it's a good ways away, but still very cool. Not exactly the way I wanted to be close to Adam. I would have loved to have met him when he was still living, but I did have this brief moment where he sent me a sticker and read my letter, and so I thought I would share that with everybody. So stay safe, and for now, the camera is